This is the Select Board meeting of Tuesday, February 9th. We start tonight with open forum honoring one of Westford's residents, Dennis Chan, for receiving the National Citizen Scientist Catalyst Award for his participation in Alzheimer's clinical research and his outreach efforts to get more people in the community to take part in Alzheimer's research.
On behalf of the League of Women Voters, I was hoping to let you know that we are holding an event at the end of the month on the 27th of February. And we are urging any voters in town to please drive through the Abbott School parking lot. They will be greeted by a person masked, gloved, with a clipboard, which has been sanitized, to be able to receive the nomination papers. They would then sign them and hand them back through the window.
Later this week on the 12th is the Lunar New Year, so Happy New Year to all of those families and residents in town who celebrate the new year.
Tonight, and I guess in the past, you've seen on Channel 4 tonight, our Highway Department featured, if you want to get their secret sauce for sand and salt mix, down on Beacon Street, there's a little shed. Bring a 5-gallon pail and shovel, and you can get Chip's secret sauce for your driveway free of charge.
We are all gathered here tonight to hear Jody's budget presentation for fiscal year 2022, a much anticipated event.
So this has been a tough year. The impacts of the pandemic have been substantial. You gave us a budget policy direction. We tried to achieve that, adhere to it. I believe we did maintain level services. We ended up having a small surplus of $159,000. I didn't want to go back and allocate that. I thought that we should begin talking about the budget knowing that we have that amount left that we could decide how we want to spend it. We basically gave both the town and schools a target to hit of 1.4% increase. That's what we thought we could handle. We received a little more than that from town departments. We welcome your suggestions and your input, and we're very committed to this. So we look forward to working with all of you on this budget moving forward.
This is the third year in a row of a tight budget, so thanks to you and Dan and the whole department heads for getting us a budget we can live with for a third tough year, which is never fun to have, but I'm glad to see that we're managing that.
If I could ask one thing, to implore everyone to just be calm. Don't start rumors, allow the process to work, and let's not politic this budget. If the taxpayers choose to want to have level services, then that's what needs to happen.
For folks to know sort of, where we are, where we go from here and what the process is. We've had Jody's presentation. We have a budget book, that's yay thick with all of the departments, every line item, all of their expenditures broken out line item by line item. And over the next 6 to 8 weeks, the Select Board and the FinCom will be going through all of the various town department budgets to take a look at them. That budget is then presented to town meeting in June, and it is town meeting who ultimately decides whether or not to accept the budget or not. All of us, the school committee, the select board, the FinCom, are all committed to working together to bring a budget to town meeting that represents the best budget that we can bring forward, that preserves the level services as much as we can for the town.
The second part of this, I just wanted to update the board really quickly on the sidewalk requests that we discussed last week. Capital did agree to support the Plain Road sidewalk, so we were very pleased to be able to fund one. Robinson, unfortunately, is going to have to wait, and we will reevaluate Robinson next year.
An update on the COVID-19 situation and the impact that it's having on the town operations. We are all fully aware of the difficulties that our seniors are having here in Westford in getting vaccinated. We have heard from you. We are passing on your concerns. Westford, despite requesting vaccine last week, did not get any vaccine. And while we are ready and able to go once we get vaccine, we didn't get any. Our town manager made her disappointment and upset with that known to the Lieutenant Governor and the DPH. We're doing our best to advocate on your behalf and to get vaccine here and to get all of you vaccinated as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So please understand that, we're doing everything we can. The rollout, to put it bluntly, has just been atrocious.
I want to share the sentiments the Board of Selectmen have with the lack of vaccine in town. There's nobody more frustrated than my department. Jody's help has been very useful. All the muscle we can take, we will take to try to get it. One thing that was a little frustrating to me is there's been approximately 1.3 million doses given to the state, and only 71% of those have actually been administered to date. I'm just hoping that towns like Westford and similar communities can get some relief from this at some point. Some good news on the vaccine front. We have started our second round of doses for our first responders.
Because of what we learned today, that towns are the lowest priority for giving the vaccine, I just want to advise all of our seniors, just please try to get an appointment anywhere you can. We have drivers and vans who help take you there.
Beth Morrison has asked, is it required that all first responders are vaccinated? If it is not required, what percentage has refused?
We had approximately 75% of our first responders that actually got the vaccine.
And no, it's not required.
Let's go to our consent agenda, which is a request to approve a banner for Westford Youth Baseball and Softball registration. Is there a motion to approve? Second?
Aye.
Yes.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. Request to open the town meeting warrant. So do I have a
So
motion to open? Okay,
Second.
is there a second?
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. Consider appointment of a resident to participate in the promotional process for Westford's new police chief. We have 9 people who have applied. I am open to nominations from any of the board members.
And thanks, everybody who volunteered. A lot of really good talent and thoughtful responses there. We have to make some decisions, so I'm going to nominate Noel Almeida.
Noel was actually my first choice too. I was trying to think through who would complement the people who are on that panel. And so Noel just kind of filled that spot for me.
I was really impressed with Chris Karpinski's statement here and sort of his thoughtfulness in the background work that he'd done. I think he might also be a good addition to this group.
So we have right now 2 nominations, Noel Almeida and Chris Karpinski. All those in favor of Noel Almeida?
Aye.
Yes.
Yes.
Aye. And then in favor of Chris Karpinski?
Aye.
We have a community filled with such talented people who are always willing to step up and to volunteer. And that's part of what makes Westford and the great community that it is.
If you remember, you did already send something to the Alcohol Beverage Control Commission with a report of who didn't renew. I think they must have found one more that didn't, which is Rangoli Grill. So we just need you to vote that you will sign that.
So
So
moved.
moved. Second. Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Joint meeting with the Energy Committee to consider changes to the charter, to renaming the committee, expanding the membership. Tom and I undertook the task of putting together a draft charge for the select board to consider. Here's the charge that we've come up with. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
So moved. Second.
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye. The suggested name is to be the Clean Energy and Sustainability Committee. And then there's also a recommendation that there be 9 committee members.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
We have a request from the Council on Aging to accept a grant from Greater Lowell Community Foundation COVID Response Emergency Fund to address food insecurity. Requests for a contract with the Executive Office of Elder Services to support our Council on Aging's programming services. And then we have 2 purchase orders, one Cybercom Communication Solutions for radio service agreement. From Rodenbush, we have from the lease expense account, Ombre Elevator for elevator repairs.
With respect to Rodenbush, is this not like the 3rd repair that we've had to do because, some piece of equipment has failed? Why does that keep happening? The building is not that old and we're having to pay these funds to repair equipment that's new.
I know, and it's certainly something that's been frustrating, certainly with the new building. With every problem that does come up, we do try to go back and look at the warranty and figure out exactly, can we go back after the vendor or not. The town did just get a brand new elevator inspector. So typically we've been hit now on 2 different items on the elevator. And so that's why they failed when they may not have failed in the past. It is something that is really kind of subject to the inspectors that are around. You know, some are just more lenient than others.
Is there a motion to approve all of these?
So moved.
Second?
Aye.
Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you all very much. Thank you, Westford. Good night. Stay safe.